Good morning, everyone, and welcome to USQuadball Cup 2023. We are here bright and early at the Proving Grounds in Conshohocken, Pennsylvania for the Division II Collegiate quarterfinal matchup. On the left-hand side, in blue, is Middlebury College, the runners-up in Pool G, and they will be facing off against Virginia Reunited, wearing right and defending the right-hand hoops, the winners with a 3-0 record of Pool H. Virginia Reunited is composed of students from James Madison University, Virginia Tech, and West Virginia University. These two teams are playing right now for a spot in the semifinals, where they will face the winner of Arizona State versus Michigan State, happening right now on pitch 1. So to start this one, Virginia Reunited is going to have dodgeball control. Middlebury will be the first team with quad ball.
All right, guys.
All right, and we are about to get started here. With brooms up, Middlebury is going to keep this one slow. Virginia Reunited does get back with both dodgeballs. Middlebury setting up, rotating left, goes to the corner. Alexander back up to the top. Hayden Laster. Laster drives through, gets it off to Ruffalo. Ruffalo met by McConaughey. Passes off to Nevins. Nevins wrapped up by Templeton, gets rid of it. Jack Melnick picks it up, and now Jack Melnick wants to run. He has one man back to beat. Oh, and a good shoulder check there. Melnick puts it through. No, it did not go through. Gabe Templeton, though, first to it, picks it up. Good wrap here from Laster. Melnick trying to help out. No dodgeballs in the area. And finally, Templeton is forced out of bounds. So to start this game off, the two teams here trade stops.
I will.
Discussion here about the inbound procedure, I believe. Laster to inbound for Middlebury with Templeton and Melnick right in his face. Josh Harkins makes the beat on both Templeton and Melnick, so Laster can walk this one up slowly. Owen McCarthy, Josh Harkins now with dodgeball control for Middlebury as they go up against this 2-2 zone from Virginia Reunited. Beat from Harkins at the top. Squad ball goes to Ruffalo. He has McCarthy in front of him. Met by Melnick. Ruffalo goes right, looks right, hits Nevins. Nevins going to be met by Melnick, so he passes over the head of Alexander. She wins the race against Nolan. Oh, good arm wrap from Nolan, though. Oh, and she takes her down. Alexander hits the ground, but she was able to get it out. Middlebury still has it. That's Laster. Laster hits Ruffalo right at the hoop. And Middlebury is the first team here to get on the board, 1-0. Middlebury defending now. They're in a 4. All of their players are on hoops except for their one. Oh no, that is their keeper. I thought it was a dark headband. So a 3-1, including dodgeballs with Laster up top. Melnick's gonna take it to McConaughey. McConaughey drives left, hits Nolan, still marked by Laster. Back to McConaughey, who goes right to Melnick. Josh Harkins stepping out now. The pass goes to Templeton. Templeton spins. It rims out. I think Alexander got a hand on that, but McConaughey's first one there. He rips a shot, and that rips out. And early here, The rim is not being a friend to Virginia Reunited as Middlebury gets another stop. Slowly now, Hayden Laster, McCarthy, and Harkins still maintaining control. Virginia United sending their free feeder behind is Claire Lawson. Laster left side with the quad ball. Now moving middle, marked by Melnick. Pump fake. Gets it to Ruffalo, right side, McCarthy in front. Melnick gets around Melnick, drives middle, Laster. Shots too high, passes too high. That's over the head of Tom Nevins and out of bounds. So the score here will remain 1-0. Elizabeth Nolan to inbound. Jack Melnick is calling for it, and it will go to him. Virginia United moving slowly, talking amongst themselves so they can have a plan of attack against this extremely conservative defense from Middlebury. Nolan going deep behind. McConaughey works with Lawson. Melnick comes directly down the middle. Now he's going to move left. Goes to McConaughey. Lawson in front. Beat out on Ruffalo. McConaughey turns the corner and puts it home. That's a good goal from Virginia United, but now Laster could just go for it. McConaughey can't get the wrap. He gets around the corner on Melnick. He gets through Templeton. He goes down. As he goes to the ground, he hits Paul Ruffalo. Middlebury regains their lead 2-1. Virginia Reunited was able to score on this conservative defense, but it did mean that all the dodgeballs were on the ground, and Middlebury was able to run it right back the other way. Speaker with Virginia United's lone dodgeball catching up to the play now. Templeton left side, Nolan right. McConaughey again talking with Lawson. We'll see if they try to run that same play. Except this time Melnick's going right. Laster marking high. Gets it to Elizabeth Nolan. Back to Melnick. McConaughey now on the left as there's a wrap on McCarthy. Harkins steps up. Melnick puts it through. Nolan had caught it as well. She could have put that one home. And Cameron Speaker, who took down Owen McCarthy, just rips the dodgeball out. And that is going to be control here for Virginia Reunited. An extremely successful possession with both a goal and control here. Laster across half pitch. Ruffalo right side. Sydney Alexander far left. Goes to Ruffalo at the top. Nevins cutting. Ruffalo directing his offense here. Hits Laster right back to Ruffalo. Marked by Melnick. Melnick gets around. Templeton's going to pick that one up. He's running. McCarthy picks up a dodgeball. The block from Templeton. Oh, and then the little stutter step to beat Tom Nevins. And Virginia Reunited have their first goal of their first lead of the game now, leading 3-2. So Middlebury now, their sideline telling them to rush as they have control and there's none back for Virginia Reunited. Laster just goes through the whole defense, but he can't get through. Arm wrap from Melnick. He gets out of it. Still gets through Melnick, and then a dunk over Gabe Templeton is going to tie this one back up at 3. Going to slow down as Virginia Reunited gets some subs in. James Williams now in at beater for Virginia Reunited. I believe that's Ryan Marsh with him. Melnick goes to Munford. Munford to Templeton. Templeton with the move around. Laster just gets rid of it. Nevins first to the loose ball. Gets it to Ruffalo. And then they get it to the keeper. Another good stop for Middlebury with a chance to regain their lead. Slowly moving up here. Ruffalo now right side, marked by Melnick. Right back to Laster. Laster drives. Oh, missed beat there And Nevins can't get it through. Someone got a hand on that. Oh, a beat on Laster. That shot's no good. Ruffalo's going to race it to out of bounds, but cannot. And that's going to be another stop here for Virginia Reunited. And I am now being joined by my color commentator, Mike O'Connor.
Yeah, great to be here. So far, it looks like these teams both excel at agility, making good jukes, making good movement with the ball. It's coming down to more higher level physicality, right? Because I think both teams here can make that good contact, but it takes a little more than that when people are quick on their feet, putting people on skates. And that is the ball going.
And that was called a good goal. They said the shot went through and the beat was after. So Middlebury now here up 4-3. So Malnick again going to be ball carrying for Virginia Reunited. Sarah Munford right side, Shannon Dinneman left side. Templeton now the right side option is Munford goes behind. Melnick drives, hits Templeton. Templeton handles the pass, but he's wrapped up by Laster. And Munford gets beat out. Alexander's going to be first to that loose ball, and Middlebury gets another stop.
Smart move by Virginia United, trying to beat out that corner hoop so they could drive in. The movement was good, but Middlebury's defense is just a little bit better there. We've got looks like some substitutions to the Middlebury lines.
Yeah, Middlebury running some subs. Looks like Caitlin Petty is in the quad ball game. I believe that's also Sadie Sadler in the quad ball game to be with Laster and Ruffalo. Quad ball now, top of the key in Laster's hands to Ruffalo, still marked by Melnick. Oh, the ball comes loose. Melnick got a hand on it, but Laster now gets to drive through. Melnick gets an arm on him. Petty drops it, picks it up, puts it through, and Middlebury extends their lead to 2 once again, 5-3. But Melnick picked it up, went the other way, dodged a beat, and put it through. He gets face beat right at the end for his troubles, but Virginia United takes that one back. It's 5-4.
You can't let your eyes go down. You have to have them up in transition and call out to your teammates. That was a miss by the players on the field for Middlebury as well as the bench. Yeah, I think Virginia United right now is doing a phenomenal job at adapting their defense. You see that they moved their zone off to cover what they saw as a bigger threat at X there. It didn't quite work on that possession, but I'm curious to see how it plays out for the rest of this game.
That's true. Both defenses have looked strong so far. Virginia United, as you noted, is really handling this extremely conservative 3-1 zone from Middlebury well. They've been able to score on it and take control back. But it seems like Middlebury is going to want to run that as long as they have control all game.
Yeah, the 3-1 or three trees defense is really the new meta to shut down a lot more inexperienced teams I've found so far this year. It's just a hard defense to break, and you've seen it from top down. Teams utilizing it when they're struggling in a zone or a match.
So discussion here. I'm wondering if it's on the face beat or if there was some
It looks like
contact at near center pitch as Templeton had dodged that beat.
yeah, it looks like they're going through the list that they have to check.
Okay, so goals for both sides are good. So the score is 5-4. And it looks like there's going to be a yellow card on Ryan Marsh of Virginia Reunited, their beater. No, it's not on Ryan Marsh. It's on James Williams. That's why Marsh looked so confused there. So unsure what the call is for, but it is going to mean that dodgeball control will go back to Middlebury, although Williams has now gone back to his dodgeball and picked it up.
Because the goal counted, but if the ball should still turn over here. We'll see when we get clarification from the referee.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah,
Williams now is getting rid of the dodgeball, so
sports should point that out.
yeah. All right, so the head referee is going over the penalty with the scoring table, making sure that they have that right.
And while we're didn't catch that.
Okay, so James Williams off broom because of the yellow card. No time served because the goals are good. Again, the score here is Middlebury 5, Virginia United 4.
And while we're in for play to start back up, it's important to note that Middlebury has a number of alumni set up as coaching staff, whereas I think Virginia United is almost entirely student run.
Colin Bourne is their head
Colin Bourne,
coach. She was a senior last year at West Virginia and now plays DCQC in Washington Admirals.
Thank you for correcting
Yeah,
me on that.
no problem. So Ruffalo moving right. Harkins makes a beat on Williams. Ruffalo back to Laster. Right back to Ruffalo. To Petty behind, still marked by Melnick. Over the top to Laster. Laster makes the block, and then Harkins makes the beat. The pass goes to Ruffalo. Ruffalo racked up by McConaughey, gets it to Petty. She can't put it home. Laster was beat out, I thought. Melnick is able to pick it up. Melnick is out of the zone and beat out by Josh Harkins. Laster picks it up off the hands of Ruffalo. A race. And Melnick is going to be the one to fall on that. There might be a push from behind, an illegal slide, something going on here as that race between Munford and Laster and Ruffalo ended up with both of them on the ground.
No play on the call, it appears.
No call on the play, Virginia United ball.
Middlebury staying scrappy in that whole possession. There was 2 or 3 times where that felt like that was going to be a straight turnover to Virginia United, but they stuck with it to get a few more shots on.
Yeah, loose balls here are going to be a key in a closely contested game. It's McConaughey carries this one up, and Jack Melnick has subbed off for the first time today. Templeton back in the green headband. Munford left, Dinneman behind left. McConaughey working with Speaker. Goes behind to Templeton. Dinneman's beat out. Back to McConaughey. McConaughey gets it to Munford. Munford drives left. Wrapped up by Laster. Beat out by Harkins. That's another stop for Middlebury.
Yeah, interesting to see Virginia United go into the box, set up there to try to break that 3-3. I think that drive was looking good until they tucked the ball. Hard to get out once you get a hand on him.
Yeah. So Laster now, who's played every minute of this game so far, gets it to Ruffalo, who's also played every minute so far. Gets around McConaughey. Oh, but then with the little pump fake, McConaughey got a hand on it. That one's called good by the goal ref. Initially, no good by the head ref. But with both the AR and the goal ref calling that good, I think it will count. So is friendly fire on the beat, no beat, goal is good. And Middlebury now leads 6-4. Middlebury's third 2-goal lead of this game. All right, and as the club ball finally makes its way back to Gabe Templeton in the green headband to make it live, Virginia United will get up the field as there's some more subs in. Conforti now in right side, quad ball.
Yeah, take another look against a 3-3 with control. This is going to be a challenge. Beater's got to make something happen here.
Although Middlebury has made the adjustment. Their beaters are being a little bit more aggressive than they were that first play where Virginia United was able to score. Templeton, far side, Vincenzo, Conforti. Conforti looking, hits Templeton. Templeton's beat, and that's going to be a turnover. Pass after beat. And this adjustment from Middlebury to make their beaters just that little bit more aggressive has really paid dividends for this 3-1 zone.
Yeah, it's going to be really hard for Virginia United to get control back with on their offense. It's going to have to be on their defensive possessions here.
Yep. Oh, a good block there from Cameron Speaker to prevent a fast break opportunity here. Harkins now trying to maintain control and is able to. Pass far side. Templeton goes for the wrap. The pass gets to Petty, then back to Laster. Templeton beat out Laster, driving through, gets around the defense and hits the top hoop shot. 7-4, and Middlebury is on a run.
Virginia United's point defender doing a really great job moving, following the ball, keeping people on their feet from Middlebury, but just couldn't get quite there in the last pass. Kind of opened up the center of the field for that nice shot on the tall hoop.
Ivanko and Speaker here, the beaters for Virginia United, working with Shane McConaughey. Nolan's being directed left, Templeton right, Conforti's going around behind. Middlebury now showing a very high, kind of a reverse 3-1, or maybe even a marked defense. Laster knocks down the shot. Templeton's first to it. Beat misses Conforti, but then the second beat does not, and that's going to be a stop for Middlebury as Laster falls on that one, stays on the ground for a second. I think he's starting to get a little bit winded and is just looking looking to kill some time here to catch his breath.
Again, it's those loose balls that are really making and breaking this game right now. This is a tight game if it's a tighter game if Virginia can make a couple more of those recoveries before Middlebury snatches it up.
For sure. Middlebury able to take it out of range here with a goal. Greg Farner limping a little bit, their beater on the left side. Nevins now back into this game, quad ball to Laster, marked by Templeton. Right back to Nevins. Back to the top of the key here in Petty. And then back to Laster. Laster still being marked by Templeton. He drives right. Beat by Speaker. Good stop. Templeton looks up. He's got Nevins behind, but the sideline alerted him to that. And Shane McConaughey is now going to be able to set up this offense.
Good recognition of the chaser being all alone there with the ball. Good fastball, Virginia United.
Back into the more conservative 3-1 zone here for Middlebury.
So Virginia United back in more of a diamond shape. Oh, but they're switching back to the box.
McConaughey to Nolan. Back to McConaughey. Corner pass Vincenzo Conforti gets beat out. And now Middlebury, there's no dodgeballs back. Middlebury could run briefly here. Claire Lawson does pick one up, but Laster went right, marked by McConaughey. McConaughey with the wrap and pulls him down. That's not a tackle from behind. Laster was looking for it, but the head ref saying that he spun into it. It's McConaughey now here awarded the quad ball. All right, so after a quick few goals here from Middlebury, they've been stopped 2 possessions in a row. So this score remains 7-4.
Good notes from the coach from the sideline of Virginia United.
Yep, Collinborn letting his beaters know how he thinks they can win control back here. As McConaughey directs traffic, goes to Templeton far side, gets it behind, right back to Templeton, and then back up to McConaughey.
Great tackle behind.
Oh, McConaughey goes around Laster, but Laster holds on. He gets it to Templeton. Templeton's beat by Harkins. Petty's first to that loose ball, but Nolan is able to make contact. I think that's going to be a contact from behind call on Nolan.
That was a great effort by Virginia United's beaters to cause some chaos and work to get control back.
They will be rewarded with control here depending on fouls. Both Lawson and Speaker have dodgeball in hand, and the final dodgeball, it had rolled all the way to their hoops, but I think an AR is now going to bring it back to where it was at the whistle. Oh, face beat on Cameron Speaker. So that means that Virginia United not only is a beater in the box, they're also going to lose control that they had won back. And with Claire Lawson deep into the Middlebury zone here, this could spell a fast break for Middlebury.
Speaker was doing a great job changing things around for Virginia United, really covering the whole field, keeping the pressure on Middlebury's beaters, keeping them out of their offensive play. So this penalty is going to be tough for Virginia United right now.
Yeah, so ball awarded to Middlebury, and they are going to try for this fast break. Laster driving the whole way, has to beat Templeton, and does just a dunk over Templeton. And this is Middlebury's first 4-goal lead of the day, 8-4. Virginia Reunited is going to call a timeout off of that. we are coming back out of this timeout that Virginia Reunited called. Again, the score here, Middlebury 8, Virginia Reunited 4. Referee did just whistle in. It must have been a 10 or 15-second warning here for these two teams. I think the one major story coming out of this that we haven't talked about so far is the impact that Hayden Laster has had for Middlebury College wearing the keeper headband for them. He has not subbed once this whole game. So this time out might be benefiting him, but it'll also be interesting to see if Middlebury eventually does need to take him out.
Yeah, and this is the exact moment you want to take a break for Virginia United, right? Because you want to get this back in range. You want to change it up. Stop letting Middlebury chip away at chip away with these goals, growing distance, and put yourself back on the board. So, good time to take a timeout. But with timeouts, like you said, it could go either way. You're giving your opponents rest. You're giving your opponents opportunities to adjust. So,
Although Laster here, right in front of the commentators table, looks really tired, doubled over, and I'm not sure he can play this whole game.
I don't see I don't see anyone ready with the green on the sideline. So,
We'll keep following that. So McConaughey here is going to take this one out for Virginia Reunited. He's got Melnick, Templeton, and Nolan with him. Speaker and Lawson as his beaters. Middlebury in their very conservative 3-1 here. Laster still up top. Templeton now with it, far side. Right back to the top of McConaughey. Harkins pumps out high. Nolan now with it, left side. She drives. She goes for the dunk. It gets knocked out by August Siegel. But Melnick was the first to that loose ball, and Middlebury lets up a goal, so Virginia Reunited's back in range, 8-5.
Working, man. Keep working.
Middlebury here, Laster, breathing heavily as he carries this one up the pitch. Siegel, Nevins, Alexander, the options for Laster. As Owen McCarthy subs back into this game as well to be with Josh Harkins. Templeton marking Laster. Laster moves left, so does Templeton. Back right. Can't get around the corner, backs it up. And now goes left, directing Harkins. Lawson behind the two Middlebury beaters here, the free beater for Virginia Reunited. Laster just takes a shot at the middle hoop, can't get it through. Nevins gets it before it gets out of bounds. Nolan just knocks it right out of his hands. And I think Nevins actually was injured before he picked that one up. And he's gonna need an injury sub here.
there shouldn't be a card on this play. Tackle looks clean to me, but we'll see what the refs have to say about it.
No, definitely just swatted the ball out.
Yeah.
I think Nevins was actually favoring his knee, but he's going to stay in this game. So it is just going to be Virginia Reunited ball in the hands of Elizabeth Nolan after the good defense.
Stop. Stop.
Shane McConaughey here now, leading the Virginia Reunited offense as they try to put 2 goals on the board back to back. He's actually going to sub out, and we're going to see Mike Mullen for the first time this game in for Virginia Reunited. Templeton now directing traffic, gets it to Melnick, who has Lawson in front with dodgeball. Back to Templeton at the top. Nolan left side. Right back to Templeton, and then right back to Melnick. Lawson in front. Laster can't be beat when he's in his zone. Melnick, content to carry it around far side. Back up to Templeton. Templeton fakes it to Nolan twice. Instead goes to Melnick. Still marked by Laster. Laster doesn't want to make the hit here, though. Templeton. I think Laster now doesn't want contact. He's too tired. Melnick has it behind. Mullen's being marked heavily by Josh Harkins.
Big tackle the hoops on the beaters.
Huge tackle there. And in that chaos, Templeton hits the shot. 8-6 now. And after a 3-goal run for Middlebury, Virginia United responds with the 2-goal run of their own.
Virginia United coming alive with the mid-range shots. And we've got a sub for keeper on Middlebury.
Laster finally having to take a sub here. That's going to be Caitlin Petty in the green headband now for Middlebury. Ruffalo, far side. Gets it to Siegel. Siegel. Ooh, gets it back to Ruffalo as they're beat out. And then Ruffalo is beat out. Good beating there from Claire Lawson to get that stop. Virginia Reunited, they're just going to run it as there's a beater chaos. Templeton going the whole way, passes it to. Oh, good defense at the hoop. Petty and Siegel got hands on that. Alexander's the first to it. Nolan's trying to pick it up. There's no dodgeballs anywhere. Josh Harkins finally recognizes it. Whoa, and now there's chaos in the pileup. McConaughey's beat out. Mullins beat out. Everyone for Virginia Reunited here is beat out. That's Gabe Templeton.
Wow. The new
I think Shane McConaughey might be getting a card here for play after beat.
the Virginia Reunited beaters have come out with some intense physicality that's really knocking Middlebury off its feet, and I think that's really changing it around. Those tackles at the hoops, those tackles at midfield, are taking the beaters out of the game for Middlebury, giving Virginia Reunited the opportunity to take those mid-range shots to move the ball around.
I think not only in the beater game, but in the quad ball game as well. Middlebury has not had many subs so far. Virginia Reunited has been pretty good about constant subs. And like I said on that last defensive possession for Middlebury, last year before he subbed out, just didn't want to make a hit. He's playing point in the 3-1 and he couldn't make a hit because he was too tired. And as McCarthy and Harkins, you can see them breathing heavily while they're out there a lot of the time. It's not fun to get hit ever, but when you're tired, it's really not fun to get hit. Oh. And I think that the physicality from Virginia United could pull them back into this game as their legs are just that little bit fresher.
Yeah, Middlebury really, like, with that lack of energy, they're not driving in to draw the defense as much on those dishes. They're looking for more probing, passing, shooting offense, which they have some great shooters, but a missed shot is a turnover in a lot of cases. So you'd want to go with a more guaranteed point scoring opportunity when you're tired like this.
Definitely. The score was 4-3 and they went on a 4-0 run to make it 8-3, or 5-4. They went on a 3-0 run to make it 8-5 or 8-4, and now it's 8-6. So after 3 quick goals, Virginia United has responded with 2 of their own. The head referee here just discussing with Paul Ruffalo, who I believe is the speaking captain for Middlebury, what this call is going to be.
Also discussing with Colin Bourne on the sidelines here. Yeah. And there was a lot going on in that pile up. I wouldn't be surprised if a card gets thrown out. I just don't know to who or for what.
Yeah, but now Colin Bourne is going to get the same explanation from the head ref.
I did see some arms getting kind of close to the neck and head of that Middlebury chaser that went down initially, but I'm who's to say what they saw from a better vantage point. Could be no harm, no foul.
No fouls. Big old discussion. No fouls either way. Middlebury gets the stop. The ball is in the hands of their keeper, Caitlin Petty. Harkins and McCarthy have control. Actually, Harkins is now going to sub out as well as Siegel. I believe that Sadler coming into chase, and I think Greg Farner back in to beat for Middlebury as Petty is now trying to direct the offense. Goes right to Ruffalo. Ruffalo's going to be marked by Templeton. Alexander's behind, goes back to Petty up top.
This is last possession.
Last possession before 20 minutes. Sadler now, ball in hand. Goes right, gets it to Petty. Marked heavily by Templeton. She got it out back to Sadler, though. And then right back to Petty. Marked by Mullen. Huge hit in the dodgeball game here. Ruffalo gets it off to Alexander. Alexander gets it knocked out of her hands by Nolan, and Shane McConaughey comes away with it. There's no whistle. We're going to keep playing. It must not have been last possession. Oh, it was. I think the head referee either forgot or had missed it. We'll stay with you for just a second to make sure that it is the 20-minute stoppage and that there's not going to be a foul assessed here in the next few seconds. All right, so that is the 20-minute stoppage. We're going to take that break with you, and we'll be right back in about 2 minutes. All right, and we are coming back out of this 20-minute stoppage. So score currently sits at Middlebury 8, Virginia Reunited 6. The set score, which is the score we're going to play until one of the team reaches, will be 14. Catching the snitch will be worth essentially 3 goals, 35 points. Sorry for those of you new to the sport or those old to the sport who hate that I'm just giving you the goal numbers instead of the real score. So 80-60, set score 140, snitch is worth 35 is another way we can say that. Jack Melnick is the star seeker for Virginia University, and I believe that he will be starting in yellow for them. Though I'm trying to find him right now, can't see him.
We have
And then Middlebury College,
last
Hayden Laster is their listed seeker.
looks exhausted in the box.
Yeah, he's going to start, and he's very tired. Matt Cooper is the snitch here, who's an extremely high-level snitch. We'll see if either team's able to catch before either team reaches 14. Shane McConaughey off and running, gets it to Mullen. Mullen drops it at the hoop. Good defense there from Sadler, and Harkins is there to clean it up. Stop from Middlebury right away.
Number 2 and 5 on Middlebury, making a huge stop there.
Laster now in. Melnick there just paused in the box for many seconds, unsure what he was doing there. Harkins and Farner are going to try here to make sure that Melnick can't get a good look, and Laster's beat out. Meanwhile, Petty now with quad ball, marked high by Templeton, throws it away. That is going to be a reset, but Elizabeth Nolan first to the ball, picks it up. She passes it to Gabe Templeton. And now we have a stoppage here. Unsure what the stoppage is for. So far, after 20 minutes, both teams have traded stops, so it's 8-6 still. Middlebury is going to be awarded the quad ball. I think it went out of bounds. So inbound here for Ruffalo. Dodgeballs are going to remain in defensive formation for Virginia Reunited. Ruffalo exchanging some words with the head referee. I think he might have been called for a reset.
Making a ref call. No, it was upset about how the hand was on Paul's neck during that defensive tackle there. I think they're going to get a card for making a ref call.
Yeah, the hand into the pocket for the referee.
Yeah.
No, it's going to be on Elizabeth Nolan, that yellow.
Okay. Which I think is a fair call there. Yeah.
We'll see. It looks like Ruffalo's going to get
Also
out of this. We're going to see, in the meantime, Virginia Reunited keeping their lone dodgeball on defense here, which is going to give Hayden Laster a lot of time on Matt Cooper. It is just going to be the one card, it looks like. Ruffalo now here, quad ball in hand, has Alexander directly with him. Alexander gets it far side, back to Ruffalo. Sadler's wide open right side hoop, but
great beat.
Ruffalo was beat out, and now Shane McConaughey carrying quad ball up as Cooper hits the ground. Templeton is right with McConaughey here. McConaughey's going left, Templeton right, Munford behind. McConaughey hits Templeton on the cut, but Alexander got a hand in the way, knocked it down, and Ruffalo picked it up. Good defense there from Middlebury.
None back for Middlebury right now in terms of beaters.
None back for Virginia United.
Virginia United.
8-6 remains the score. Petty to Ruffalo, can't handle it. Templeton picks it up. And both teams looked a little bit rushy on offense. It's Williams now into the beater game for Virginia United. Melnick gets his first look at Cooper. Templeton keeping it slow, right side.
McConaughey able to get control back now.
McConaughey now with it at the top of the key. McConaughey driving, shot it at the left hoop, left wide open. He hit it. That's 8-7 and the first goal since the 20-minute mark. As Melnick is getting a lot of time now here on Cooper, Farner looks to beat him out and is able to. Jack Melnick, considered by many one of the best college seekers in the game right now, but he's not going to have many opportunities here, it doesn't look like, as Laster gets beat out as well by Claire Lawson.
Pace of the game seemed to slow down. It was a little chaotic to start. Both teams getting in their own head about SOP.
Really, really slow here from Petty in the quad ball game. Laster goes for the dodge, can't make it. Ruffalo just going to drive in. No one's going to meet him. but it rims out. He can't score over Shane McConaughey. Alexander picked it up and dropped it as she was hit. McConaughey now just going for it. No dodgeballs back. No one there. Shane McConaughey all by himself rips it through. And this one's tied up at 8.
Turn it up. You gotta run the offense. You gotta run the offense.
Shane McConaughey absolutely elated on that one. I think the stoppage is just to allow the referees to get the quad ball back into this without a severe delay. It is. Caitlin Petty's going to be awarded this quad ball.
Middlebury's got control back, so they have an opportunity to dictate the pace of game on offense, have a little more back in defense here.
They do. We'll see if they move their dodgeballs out of the flag runner game and into the quad ball game, because so far they've been outscored 2-0 and it's all tied up.
Lost control right there.
Yeah, Lawson and Williams with control here. Ruffalo dancing against Templeton.
Immediate turnover by turning it over Farner. So
Yeah, Petty uses the reset. Ruffalo just drops his broom. Nolan wants the fast break, but Harkins reads it, gets it to Templeton. He keeps it in bounds right on that Middlebury sub line. Jack Melnick with time. A good beat there from Williams, but Melnick was beat out first. McConaughey, the pass goes right past Nolan, and that one's going to go out of bounds. It's a stop for Middlebury. But Melnick now with more time against Cooper. And the flag comes off.
Yeah.
All right, Melnick now against Cooper. Petty very slow with the quad ball. Sydney Alexander now in to seek as Laster immediately was put back into the quad ball game and drove it the whole way. They now think that no one's going to catch Matt Cooper and they need his goals. 9-8 Middlebury. Quad ball made its way back to Templeton to become live again.
like we said earlier, these are agile teams, and they have the ability to be physical, but they're not known for their physicality. So this is a bad opportunity to run up the score on either side with some fast break action.
And now Avanko into Seek now for Virginia Reunited. So it's Avanko and Alexander. Templeton calling for a pass. McConaughey pump fake, gets Laster off his feet, drives in. Shane McConaughey with 3 goals since the 20-minute mark, and he says, "I will put this team on my back if there's no dodgeballs in play." 9-9.
Go ahead. It's work.
Avanko working on Cooper. Sideline telling Avanko to make sure she boxes out Alexander. Ruffalo now with it, marked by Templeton, up to Laster. Right back to Ruffalo on the give and go. Around McConaughey, hits Siegel, and they put it through. That's a good goal, 10-9 Middlebury. And as we keep trading goals, that will benefit Middlebury as they are in the lead. McConaughey taking this one up.
Virginia Reunited now looking defensively, Seek. Not really making attempts, looking to just block Middlebury as an option.
We'll see if they're just biding time to let Melnick catch his breath and come back in. McConaughey, far side, quad ball. Harkins with a dodgeball on defense here. McConaughey went left, got Munford. Munford put it through, tied up at 10. Both teams need 4 here. And Caitlin Petty is just going to call for this one in her keeper zone. Greg Farner subs out to put Owen McCarthy back in this game. Petty beat out. Avanko told to go back to hoops for an infraction. And Matt Cooper takes a second to catch his breath.
Yeah, didn't quite cross the line. There we go.
Petty subbing out. I think they want Nevins in. Confusion now. Middlebury, it's really taking forever on this sub. They only have 3 players here in the quad ball game, so Ruffalo's keeping it slow. Virginia United is not pressing it. Finally, they get a player back into this game. I believe that's just Laster, now swapped into green.
Feels like first team that's going to make a defensive
And
stop.
Petty swapped into white. That huge delay was just to swap headbands. And Laster, I don't know if that was a pass or a shot. Either way, it went out of bounds, and that's going to be a Virginia Reunited inbound and a chance to take the lead. Melnick back into this game now, seeking for Virginia Reunited. A catch here would put them within 1 goal of winning. McConaughey's going to keep this one slow. Melnick really working against Cooper here. Trying to go underneath. Cooper's too strong. McConaughey, far side now. Nolan at the top. And then back to McConaughey. Ruffalo's up top. Middlebury's now looking in a box and one, it looks like. Templeton, marked by Petty. Back to McConaughey. McCarthy is marking Lawson there.
Tons of times to look.
Oh, McConaughey's shot just bounces off Josh Harkins at Middlebury. Laster's able to pick it up, but he's not able to run. Good stop there from Middlebury. This one's still tied up at 10. Josh Harkins beats out Melnick. Alexander gets beat out, and then Speaker gets beat out. Lawson throws back. Good play there from Claire Lawson, maintain control as Laster just goes through Templeton, goes over McConaughey. 11-10 now in favor of Middlebury, and a catch would win it for them.
Ooh.
Oh! And the catch! Sydney Alexander with the catch right after the goal. That is going to win it for Middlebury and send them into the D2 semifinals.
Fantastic work there.
That's it. There's a discussion, but that catch was good. And that's the signal from the head referee. Middlebury College wins this game 145-100 and advance to the D2 collegiate semifinals.
We're going to see if we can get a player interview from Middlebury in a moment, but we'll be right back. All right, we're here with the star of the game for Middlebury with a catch and some great defensive stops as well as some great ball movement. Tell me about how you feel about the game after that catch.
Pretty good. I haven't actually seeked that much. This is like my second tournament seeking. So it's fun. I feel like I'm kind of just picking things up as I hear them shouted at other people. But yeah.
Well, great work. How do you feel about that game? How do you feel like your team did? And is there anything you're looking to keep going into the next game of the bracket?
Yeah. I think overall this whole tournament we've been doing really well. We've been playing as a team and a lot of people haven't played before. This is their first season. And I feel like they've just gotten infinitely better since the beginning. So it's really fantastic to see everybody working together, passing the ball, trying to make sure everyone touches it too. And yeah, it's just been really fantastic and really fun.
Well, thank you. Is there anyone you want to shout out on the stream, or is there any players you want to give a shout out to?
Shout out to Paul, our senior. This is his last tournament. Yeah, Paul.
Yeah, Paul Ruffalo, great player. Well, thank you so much. Thank you for taking the time to speak to us, and we'll catch you at your next game.
Thank you so much.
Hey,